Looks like more games are now immortalized into the Hall of Fame. This is Rice.
And Ghost.
And this is MGT Cast. So,
Yeet.
strangely enough, this is what I was going to get into. Like, the Dark Souls stuff, that's old shit that I realized I hadn't posted. Just putting it out there.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, I saw those go up and I was like, oh shit.
yeah, I was
Forgot
like,
about Dark
I
Souls.
really did. Alright, so let's get into what's like. I know for the past few years we kind of covered the Video Game Hall of Fame, not like anything super, like, in depth. But this time around,
Yeah.
I almost forgot about the 2018 inductees until to my surprise, they talked about it on the news. It's
Right?
nice to see video games on the news in a positive light after all the BS scapegoat press, about all the violence and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
finally. Video
but
games
that,
aren't ruining the youth.
but weirdly enough, I think we're gonna have to get into that on here one of these days. But
Oh, I'm
that's
sure.
gonna be that's gonna be it for another time. But let's
Yeah.
let's get into why we're all here today, and that's the Hall of Fame. So we have some new games for the inductees for the 2018 Hall of Fame. Where's my phone? Um, and those list goes down. Let's just start at one because pull up my browser. Um, come on. All right. So first, hailing all the way from. I'm just gonna go by year.
There you go.
So hailing from 1979,
Oh shit.
long ass time ago before we both were born.
Yep.
Asteroids. Woo!
Solid. Solid list.
Asteroids. Let's give a
Yeah.
little. Let's give a little bit for those youngins. I doubt anyone super young is watching this channel,
Right.
for just for informational sake, Asteroids is an arcade space shooter released in November 1979 by Atari Incorporated. The player controls a spaceship in an asteroid field in which periodically traversed by flying saucers. The object of the
Yeah.
game is to shoot and destroy asteroids and saucers without colliding with either or being hit by saucers' counterfire. The game becomes harder as the number of asteroids increase. This was, to me, because I don't play a lot of them nowadays, but it's
Yeah.
really like the beginning genre of what is now called bullet hell.
I could yeah, no, absolutely.
Nuts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it was really the
Yeah, you break an asteroid and it breaks into smaller pieces and then when you get high enough up, it's a clusterfuck of asteroid pieces that you just gotta constantly dodge.
and then they got the UFOs that come in and then counterfire you. So
Yep.
all kinds of craziness and shit, and
Yeah. I remember playing asteroids on the computer.
yeah, dude. Like I
'Cause
think honestly, you could play asteroids just about anywhere at this point.
yeah.
Um, fucking somebody's got an arcade machine somewhere, dude. That's like mad, wildly expensive. Anyway, I actually messed up on the starting year.
Oh shit.
So the oldest game on our list actually comes from 1962,
Holy
and this game is called Space War, all one word with a exclamation point. Um,
sick.
I didn't know anything about Space War. I was kind of like, when I looked at this game, I saw like the format in which Space War is played, which is a PDP-1. It's like a really old fucking like a PC, like a old PC kind of thing.
Okay.
It
I've
says
never played it.
me either. It was developed in 1962, so I'd never even heard of this game. To be
Damn,
completely
my
honest with you,
mom was 2 years old.
yeah, that's how old we're getting with it. It's like,
Right?
let's see. Let me read about this game really quick. The game features two spaceships, the Needle and the Wedge, engaged in a dogfight while maneuvering in a gravity well of a star. Both ships are controlled by human players. Each ship has limited fuel for maneuvering and a limited number of torpedoes. The ships follow Newtonian physics, remaining in motion even when the player is not accelerating. Flying near the star to provide gravity assist was a common tactic. Ships are destroyed when hit by a torpedo or colliding with the star. At any time, the player can engage in hyperspace feature to move to a new random location on the screen. Though each use has an increasing chance of destroying the ship instead. Wow, that sounds hella deep for a game like that's
That's
this
what I
old.
was gonna say. I was like, that sounds deep as fuck. And you understand that that's literally just like a isosceles triangle and like an acute triangle
Yeah,
on
and
screen.
yeah,
It's
and
like,
then the
that
crazy
sounds
thing,
impressive as shit, though.
dude. The crazy thing is like you got to think about it. They're using Newtonian physics and gravity wells. Like
That's what I was, yeah, I was like, damn.
this game is wildly old. But like, imagine if you took. Honestly, I want to see this game. I want to see something like this, like recreated,
Right?
without all the bullshit though. Like, just create it like simple.
Yeah, no, let's like do it right
Like, give
and
it a
like
modern look, but like make it how it's supposed to be.
yeah, it sounds like a game that would have to like heavily rely on physics, which a lot of games nowadays don't really do very well.
Yeah, that's
Every
like,
game has their own physics, but this one sounds like might be like some real shit.
dude, that's some. Oh man,
That sounds deep.
that sounds exciting to be completely
Now
honest.
62?
Yeah.
Yo, somebody explain to me a game like that today, I would play it.
No, that shit's crazy. Fucking hailing all the way from 1981, we got Miss Pac-Man joining her husband in the Hall of Fame.
Really?
Miss Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man.
And do we really need to explain this one? This one kind of explains itself. It's Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah. I think Miss Pac-Man was even more popular than original Pac-Man, like in arcades.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, Pac-Man is married.
Yeah.
Wow, this
Put a
is
little bow
special.
on that bitch.
Yeah, I know.
Brand new game.
Brand new game.
Brand new game.
And I want to say besides the arcade cabinet version, which is probably the original version.
Yeah.
The earliest version, console version, was I think the Atari 2600, which I think is that picture. That's
Okay.
yeah. Atari's 2600 is the picture in the background there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pac-Man. Good job for being doubled up in the Hall of Fame, the Pac-Man family. Coming in from 1984, we got King's Quest. Do you know what King's Quest is?
Do I know what King's Quest is? Boy, let me tell you. I love King's Quest.
Fucking
That
Sierra,
game is
bro.
So,
Sierra.
yo, Sierra games were so lit.
Hey, those games were deep.
Oh, fuck yes.
And for those who don't know what King's Quest is, let's see. Let me just well, let's see. Let's actually look for gameplay wise. This game. Okay, we lost the call there for a sec. On hold. All right, but I'm just gonna keep going because, the heck, on hold. How did that happen? That's weird. Okay, so we're just gonna keep going. So King's Quest features interactive graphics that was an enormous leap over static rooms of previous interactive fiction. So basically, it's almost like a side-scrolling adventure. We lost the call for a second.
I'm back.
That was weird. Okay, so King's Quest. So basically, it's almost like one of those, like how Monkey Island kind of is.
Yeah.
So, King's Quest features interactive graphics that were an enormous leap over mostly static rooms from previous graphical interactive fiction. Prior to King's Quest, a typical adventure game presented players at a pre-drawn scene accompanied by text description. The player's interaction within the game consisted of entirely typing commands into the game's parser. Then reading the parser's response on the on-screen graphics rarely changed except for when the player moved to a new location. King's Quest is the first adventure game to integrate... Okay, why did it show me a freaking Facebook thing just now? My computer and my phone did it at the same time.
They're just like, yo, dude, Facebook.
Dude, I hate it when
Mark Zuckerberg.
I hate to interrupt like the thing, but like I hate that Facebook is like, hey, did you see your friend's status? No, I didn't see my friend's status. Okay,
Nor do I really care your Facebook.
Nah, but it says King's Quest is the first adventure game to integrate graphical animation into the player's view of the game world. Because of this, King's Quest shifted the focus away from static scenery to the player's character, which is now animated on screen, where the animation sequences for most player world interactions reachable through normal course of exploration. So, honestly, like I know about King's Quest. I never played it though.
I played King's Quest, I believe King's Quest 2, and then I played Space Quest, which is basically the same thing, just like different story.
But within space.
Yeah. And then there was a new King's Quest that came out.
Yeah. I saw that.
That one I still need to play.
All right.
But
I'm glad like, because I'm glad for whatever it's worth. It's like, us being the ages we are, like,
yeah.
I'd be kind of disappointed to be covering something that I had no experience with. You know what I mean? Like, especially like say if someone out of the fucking womb, as my sister would call it, without all the F words, has just decided they were just going to cover this thing. Like, they have no experience with it, so they're just reading
Right.
verbatim. Like, we know, like for example, like, we've played Asteroids. I have never played Space War, which sounds extremely interesting.
It sounds deep.
Yeah, it really does. But yeah, you know,
Yeah. No,
but
King's Quest was dope.
but
Like
from
the
the look
story
of
was
it,
real solid.
yeah. And Sierra games were just dope in general. From
Fuck yes.
like, some of my childhood was mostly fucking Sierra games on a
Oh,
computer.
absolutely.
Yeah. All right, moving on to 1986. Damn, there's a lot of games from like that predates us as people.
Right.
1986, we have Metroid.
Man.
That's what I forgot to wait. Yeah, that's what I forgot to put on this screen. I put Space War. I put all of them except for Metroid. Oh fuck, I messed that up. All
Man,
right, whatever.
it took Metroid that long to get inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
Man.
and we all
That's
know,
such a
dude. Just like, because honestly, like, Metroid, classic Metroid
Yeah.
is like okay. I was like, I've only played I played Super Metroid. I never played the original Metroid, but you get the idea. It's
Yo. So, third video game I've ever played in my entire life was Metroid.
honestly, I don't even remember like for example, like, I know what my brother Jason's first video game was, because
Yeah.
I know about that. He talks about it a lot. But I don't remember what my first game is. I think it might have been Zelda, like his,
Yeah.
but honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't remember a lot from my childhood.
Yeah. Mine is the original Zelda, then it was Super Mario Brothers, and then it was Metroid. And that was the day that I realized that I was going to be better at video games than everyone else in my family. Because when we were little, like, everybody would play on the Nintendo. Like, my parents would even play with us.
Yeah.
And they had bought Metroid. And they were all like, I can't get past the first screen. You come up, I can see there's a hole in the wall, but I have no idea how to go through it. And because nobody had played a game where you could go left.
Yeah, it was all like,
It was Mario Brothers, bro. You just run right. You
yeah.
just go right. Everything's in front of you. You can't go back. So then, like, I get there, I sit down at the controller, I go right, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go left then. So I just kept walking left, and you find the morph ball, and it was just like, son of a bitch, you could go in left directions and up and down, and the level design was so good.
I think it's crazy because it's almost like, because if you look at the way it was, people almost treated it like what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, no, that's the exact experience they all had with Metroid. They were just like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do.
Okay, I'm sure most people, even maybe fetuses, know that Metroid is an action adventure game in which player controls Samus Aran, or Samus Aran, depending on who the fuck you think you are. In a sprite-rendered two-dimensional landscapes, the game takes place in a fictional planet of Zebes, a large open-ended world with areas connected by doors and elevators. Player controls Samus as she travels through the planet's caverns and hunts space pirates. So basically, it's a platformer. It's a multi-dimensional platformer that goes up and even down, not just left and right. Elevators,
up, down,
doors,
left, right.
That she's
doors.
got plenty of.
So many gun upgrades and missiles and bombs and super bombs, and I did not beat that game though until many years later. I think I played it when I was like 6 or 7.
Honestly, that's how it was for a lot of us. Like,
yeah, like I didn't beat Metroid until I was like 22.
All right, so let me get Nintendo Power ranked. This is just a quick fact here. Nintendo Power ranked Metroid as number 11 on their list of best video games made on a Nintendo video game console. And there's a lot of Nintendo games. 11th. And there's a lot. Honestly, that's really good, considering that it was made in 1986. It was released in 1986. And think about where we're at now.
That's true. That's true. Fair enough.
But yeah, honestly, like, and it also, another thing is, Samus really broke the gender barrier.
Yo,
so early.
She broke it without anyone ever knowing until like hella long, when it was like, yo, if you 100% complete the game, you find out this fucking chick wears a nice swimsuit.
It was groundbreaking, and it dropped a lot of jaws for certain.
Oh, absolutely.
Alrighty, let's move on to 1998. We took a big leap from the 80s all the
Yeah,
way till the till
98.
the till the till the late 90s with Dance
Crash
Dance
Bandicoot.
Revolution.
Okay, all right.
That's something I honestly have a lot of experience with.
I I have really good rhythm.
Hmm.
Like in the real world, I can hold a beat.
Yeah.
Fairly good dancer. Um, I I cannot play
Well,
DDR.
no, Dance Dance Revolution wasn't dancing though. We like for people. I think
Oh
for
no.
for for certain for certain we knew that like legitimate dancers can't play DDR. I want to say I've been
Oh,
proven
absolutely.
wrong before.
Well, not at like super high quality.
No.
Like you might also have the ability to dance really well if you
Hmm.
do play it at like a extremely high level,
Hmm.
but it's not the same. It's like, yo, dude, how many times can you stomp your foot on the right and then switch to the left in like
Honestly,
3 seconds?
honestly, like I played at moderately high level, not anything like
Yeah.
super good. I was like, if we had to gauge it from one being easy to 10 being hardest, I was probably like 7 or 8.
Yeah, see, I could chill at like a 3 or a 4. Past that, I'm like, I'm good.
All right, for people who don't know or don't visit arcades, weirdly enough, I mean arcades are kind of rare nowadays. Technically, if you think about
Yo, if I get my starter money, bro, I'm bringing an arcade.
it. The objective of Dance Dance Revolution is to move one's feet to a set pattern. One player can play using one dance pad. Two players can play using one dance pad, or one player could play using both. I've actually watched in person someone doing that. That's maniacal.
Yeah, no, there's
Players
no way.
must step to the beat, matching their beat to the arrows presented to them on the screen by stepping on arrows on a dancing stage. Judgment is displayed for each step depending on player's timing: perfect, great, good, boo, or miss. On a screen, life meter known as the dance gauge begins at halfway meter at the start of the song. Perfect and great steps slowly fill, while boos and misses steps quickly deplete it. Good steps have no effect either way. If the players
Hmm.
accumulate too many boos or misses, you get game over. Simple.
Sounds about right.
Simple. And, you know, honestly,
Now,
to me, it really introduced me to a genre of music too, which was crazy. But yeah,
am I remembering correct in that a Guitar Hero was added to the Hall of Fame before Dance Dance Revolution?
that's a good question. Let me get back to you on that. Let's see. Uh, 17, no. 16, no. And the 2015 was the first class. So let's see. No, actually no.
Okay, all
Which
right.
you were about to fucking say, right?
Yeah, because I was like, yo, I swear we were doing one of these and we were talking about like Guitar Hero Aerosmith edition or some shit.
Had to go back probably to watch that shit.
Right, I was
Uh,
about to fall out too. I was about to be like, hell no, did Guitar Hero get in here before Dance Dance Revolution did?
Alrighty. So moving on, staying in the same year of 1998, we got two 1-year winners. Half-Life. Now,
Okay.
considered, would you call, because the damn thing only has 2 games, right? Would you call that a franchise?
No.
Well, what would you call it though? Because I can't think of the word. Like, there's a word for it.
I mean, I guess.
Well, let's just call it a Half-Life franchise because there's so much that spawned from it.
I mean, like Half-Life Duality, I guess.
All
I
right,
don't know.
but like it's probably one of the probably I want to say two of the greatest like Half-Life, Half-Life 2, like not in my opinion, within like the general opinion, two of probably the greatest games of all time, I guess. Because I honestly don't have any experience with it. As far as like travesty aside, I've never played
Yeah.
Half-Life. Like I respect it for its popularity.
I respect it for what it was. I have no idea about it. I played Half-Life 2 for I think a total of 30 minutes. Not because I didn't want to like keep playing or anything. It was a fun game. The story seemed interesting enough. I was just at a friend's place and he's like, "Bro, have you played Half-Life 2?" And I was like, "No." "Oh, you got to try it." And like we played for like a half hour and then we like went to go do something else. But like, I don't know. I could see it.
And for some of you who don't know, I know about the game, so I know that
Oh,
Half
yeah, no,
Life is
like
a first person shooter that requires the player to perform combat tasks and solving puzzles. That's pretty simple considering it's more the story we're worried about. Like,
Yeah.
first-person shooters are not a dime a dozen nowadays. It's like it's more equates to how the story and how the game feels.
Right.
And apparently, Half-Life, being considered one of the greatest games of all time, like has both of those. So, uh, what can I really say? Like without like marring my own existence because I've never played this game.
I would say I understand the induction of it because it seems like a very influential game for a lot of people. I personally have no like experience with it, but I can respect the decision.
Yeah. Alrighty. Moving on to, let's see. We got one game left actually.
Sick.
2003.
Hey,
Call of
we're in
Duty,
the
the
PS2
original
era.
Call of Duty.
The original Call of Duty.
We're getting all the way back, like all the way back to the dawn of competing first-person shooters.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. Call of Duty is the definitive idea when you think of a first-person shooter game.
Yes, you know what? Now, you know what? I'm inclined to agree with you because back then the only competing first-person shooters that I know of at the time, correct me if I'm wrong later on, people who watch this or listen to this, the only other game I can think of was Medal of Honor.
Yeah, I mean, at least in that like
Within that fashion.
in that generation.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, of course, like there's like, oh, dude, 007 is a first-person shooter and everything like that, but it's like Call of Duty was really it was the start of something new with first-person shooters.
Yeah.
The
Granted,
format of how they set up their game and the basics of what a modern first-person shooter are today
yeah.
are all thanks to Call of Duty.
Convoluted as it became.
Yeah, as ridiculous as it is now, I mean, I still will buy a Call of Duty every now and again, even if it is just for zombies.
Yeah.
Or if I get that itch to do some, like, fucking Call of Duty, fucking games or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, it's revolutionary. Like, you got to give it its credit.
Yeah, because it like let me click because I don't even need to explain this game because everyone knows what it is. And now let's see if I can get some like really quick like let me see what its reception scores were because so aggregate scores game ranks gave it a 92 PC. PlayStation got a 78, Xbox got a 72, Engage got a 67. Metacritic gave it a 91 on a PC, a 78 on a PlayStation, and a 72 on an Xbox. Now review scores. Honestly, I need to get my facts straight about aggregate scores because they're obviously different. Review scores. Right. 4.5 out of 5, 7 out of 10, 5 out of 5. Damn. Fucking 9 out of 10, 9.3 out of 10, and 5 out of 5. Which is yeah.
I would attribute most of those low scores to being the game that they want to make versus the console limitations. Because you see such a drastic change in score between like, oh, what a console was versus what it was on PC.
Yeah, because honestly, Call of Duty and Medal of Honor, those really like took form on a PC.
Yeah. That's how they were initially developed, and then once systems started, I'm not going to say that a system could like match or stay on pace with any kind of like PC because like you can rig a fucking PC out to do fucking anything, but like consoles have really come into their own about being an entertainment system and having better graphics and allowing for these big huge games.
Yeah.
So like, but back then. Like, unless you wanted your game to be like 4 fucking discs.
Oh yeah.
You had to cut a few corners.
You had to do some limit. Yeah, there had to be some limitations.
Yeah.
So, in closing, a actual like honestly like a real classic packed fucking video game Hall of Fame this year. Like real classic. Like the only modern game was Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would say it's a good list. I don't have any qualms with anything on the list like
No.
whatsoever.
No, because like I've basically played all of these games except for Half-Life and fucking Space War.
Right?
Like I'm looking forward to a game like is Space War. Like I'm so like interested now.
Somebody call No Man's Sky and be like, "Yo, man, look what you could have done.
No Man's Sky.
You could have just made a simple ass game, except you instead of over promising and over complicating a weird version of Minecraft in space."
Yeah. Alrighty. So with that being said, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment the video. This is going to be the first like brand new video because those Dark Souls videos aren't actually new.
Yeah.
This is going to be the
Well, we were
first brand
talking
new
about
content.
getting
So,
yeah, we were talking about getting a new my new PlayStation for Monster Hunter, and I'm like, man, I'm pretty sure we put out Monster Hunter videos.
oh yeah, that. Honestly, that was my bad because we were getting real into the Monster Hunter hype. So,
Yeah.
there's that, and then so if I should probably like look up well, actually I'm probably gonna link it in the description. Hopefully I remember. But you can actually you can actually Google World Game Hall of Fame and go to their site and actually nominate games. So if you're looking to nominate games, that's the place to do it because they do this every year now, which is nice because I'm surprised it took them until 2015 to do this.
Right.
But or like a legitimate game Hall of Fame. I'm sure there exists one, but it's not like really official or anything like that. So
Yeah. Get out there and vote, guys.
there.
Nominate some games.
So yeah, with that being said, this is Rice.
It goes.
Peace out.
Later.